Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh fuck! God damn! Oh my God! I'm so glad I don't fucking fight anymore. I am so glad I don't fight anymore. And I'm so glad that I went less with Prize Picks. Woo! Damn! My God! Oh my God! Oh my God, that was nasty. Oh, fuck.
We have got a brand new champion of the world, the first Chechen champion, because yes, Khamzat Chimaev, Boris, the undefeated, went out there and absolutely ragdolled Dricus du Plessis from start to finish. It wasn't even close. I mean, when you look at the judges' scorecards, the scores were 50-44, 50-44, and 50-44, all across the board. Now, there was a 10-8 round thrown in there. There could have been a few more 10-8s. The reality was Khamzat Chimaev went out there and just wiped the floor with him. He did. Dricus never gave up. Fair play to Dricus du Plessis. He stayed composed. He stayed focused. He didn't panic. He didn't quit. He didn't give up on himself. In between rounds at the start of the fight, he was still kind of jovial and saying, look, listen, I got this. At the end of the fight, he was still confident.
The lead up to this fight, I said, I bet the main event is the fight of the night. Didn't see that coming, but not shocked either. I mean, you go in and dominate the way that he dominated. If you can do it the first round, one likely going to do it the second and throughout the rest of the fight.
On the crucifix, it's a weird one, right? They're landing strikes. He's landing like 200 punches around, but they're not quite hard enough to end the fight. Are you glad the referee doesn't wave the fight off in that?
Listen, I don't know how hard they are, and I don't want to know how hard they are. Nobody wants to be in a crucifix getting punched in the head like that. It's got to be the most frustrating, suck the heart and soul right out of you type thing to happen. And just getting dominated on the ground the way that he did is no fun for anybody. I wouldn't say that, he's getting pitted-patted striked. I mean, his face was pretty busted up. The knees that he was taking to the body and to the legs and the hips, and it's going to be a long ride home to South Africa.
Does this win, in a way, like the way you won, almost prove something more? Like, a lot of people are questioning your cardio. Can you go 5 rounds? All that stuff. Like, does it feel good to kind of shut those people up a little bit?
I don't care what people think about, but doing my thing. So, like you said, how many strikes I landed on him, how many takedowns I has there. So, I didn't guess out. So, now they know.
Yeah, it was 529 total strikes and 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, which was the second most ever in a UFC fight.
How many takedowns was there?
Let's see.
4, right? Yeah.
You had 12 takedowns.
So, yeah, that's big by itself.
Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. I picked Dricus. I thought, as I said, there's going to be a crazy storm that he's going to have to try and weather. He was able to weather it, but I thought there would be a lot more chaos happening. I thought there would be a lot more scrambles, and that would wear on Chimaev more. But that wasn't the case. He was able to, not much of a scramble, got him down reasonably easy, or like just the way they went down, as like there wasn't much of a fight there, and then was able to hold him without probably using too much energy. And I think that was great for Chimaev. I know a lot of people are, he went 5 rounds easy. I want to know when he has to really force the takedowns. He was able to be in positions that not as much scrambles, which I thought Dricus du Plessis would be able to do, but and that's because of Chimaev's control. So, that is Chimaev's doing. That's why that happened. So, again, incredible. Wait, let me make this all in one second.
Sean Strickland tweeted, "I'm probably the only one in the UFC that can out-grapple that little whore for 5 rounds. Belal Muhammad tweeted, "Shoot out to Dricus, you showed a lot of heart. You never gave up. Just kidding, you sucked. That was 5 10-8s. Conor McGregor tweeted, "Chechnya's first UFC champion. Congrats." Henry Cejudo tweeted, "Dricus showed heart, but Khamzat Chimaev is on another level right now. He may very well be champion for years to come." Chael Sonnen tweeted, "Do you realize it's over 400 punches versus 1? However, Khamzat Chimaev said that outside talk never mattered, as fights were settled in the cage.
All the fighters talk, but nothing is gonna change here. Everyone has to fight in the cage anyway, so whatever he says, I don't care about. So I'm come here and to beat him up and take my money and go home.
On the other hand, Dricus du Plessis said Khamzat thought he would be champion, but he stood in the way.
You know, he's so certain that he's becoming world champion, and I'm here to say no. There's no way you're becoming world champion while I'm the champion. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it's always, I've tasted my first loss. I know what it feels like. It sucks. It really sucks. But that's where character comes in. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets up from this.
Moreover, Paulo Costa admitted he had not supported du Plessis, but believed he would win. He said Chimaev had never faced someone with DDP's strength and defense, and if DDP kept pressure early, Chimaev could tire out.
Who do you got in the DDP-Chimaev fight? You think, are you rooting for DDP then, or?
No, I'm gonna root for DDP. You know, I just think DDP gonna beat me because we never fought a strong guy like with a good defense, and we're gonna bring a very tough moments for him. You know,
right?
If DDP just bring this fight for the second round, Chimaev gonna beat.
Oh, he'll be gassed out.
Yeah,
so you got DDP.
Alexander Volkanovski revealed he had backed the underdog du Plessis. He enjoyed unpredictable fights that showed adaptability, saying this matchup carried that appeal.
And Cormier and the main event here with Dricus du Plessis, I'm going with the underdog. $2.60 fight here on Sportsbet. Incredible fight this one's going to be. I'm interested to see. Like, again, the thing is, just so you guys know, when I'm wrong, say if the fight goes completely different to what I say, I love that. Remember, I'm going from what I've seen. If they can completely change it and show me something I haven't seen, or be, you know, show me something that I wasn't expecting, I love that. Let's see if it happens. That's what's exciting about it. It's exciting even me thinking how it's going to go. That's how I think it's going to be. That excites me. If they are able to change it up and do different things, yes.
He added that he wondered if Chimaev would adjust by striking more or stay with his usual pressure, leaving fans unsure which version would appear.
Let's see what they do. Let's see if Chimaev changes his game a little bit. Let's see if he goes a Khabib route, what he said. Focus more on the striking so he doesn't gas too early. Or does he go powerhouse and come in aggressive? Let me know what you guys think is going to be his strategy. Can he change it? Or if his game plan is to change it, can his instincts let him do that?
Michael Venom Page said du Plessis' style looked unorthodox yet effective. He admitted that if du Plessis beat Chimaev, he would never doubt him against anyone again.
Talk to me about that main event, DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev.
I just don't get why du Plessis has achieved so much, because and again I say it sounds like I keep saying it. Sometimes you can spar some, you know, like new guys in the gym, just like they don't have the experience, but they hit you because they do some crazy stuff. They can wing their hands and just do random stuff, and it lands because it's not a conventional punch or it's not a conventional kick. That's what du Plessis represents for me, but at the highest level. But one thing he does exceptionally well is he knows how to grind out a win. Seems to find his way to success. I'm telling everybody, this will be the last time I bet against him. If he beats Khamzat, I'm never betting against him ever again. Like, I'm literally ever again. I don't care if you lot are telling me he's going to be fighting John Jones.
John Jones described the fight as a dangerous clash between top fighters. He recalled Chimaev once calling him the scariest in MMA, which he viewed as a respectful compliment.
Khamzat Chimaev said that you are the scariest guy in MMA.
That's a huge compliment coming from Khamzat. I'm a big fan of Khamzat. I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or to even be humble. He doesn't have to be. I mean, heavyweights fear him, and the fact that he has so much respect for me really means a lot. It shows me a lot about his character, his humility to be able to compliment someone in such a huge way. So I'm very grateful and honored.
Jones said he planned to watch neutrally, hoping both men succeeded in their careers.
Will you watch his fight against DDP?
Absolutely. I absolutely watch this fight. I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just a big fan of martial arts. I want to see them both go on and have long, prosperous MMA careers. I will watch the fight for sure.
But you cannot say who is the favorite, right?
No, I don't really have a favorite. You know, I just enjoy the sport. You know, may the best man win. I hope they both have great careers.
Tom Aspinall explained he could no longer doubt du Plessis, but admitted Chimaev was a monster. He said if Chimaev regained control and chained takedowns, the fight could turn his way.
Tom, how do you see the fight going? I will never ever think that DDP is going to lose again. He just finds a way to win. Against Khamzat Chimaev though, someone that I've shared a card with a couple of times, Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute beast, man. If he can get that back control and start that cycle that he does of dragging guys to the ground, going for the submission, so mate, the answer is, I don't know.
Georges St-Pierre stated that Chimaev's best chance came with a quick finish, but if the fight lasted longer, Du Plessis' cardio and finishing ability could give him the edge.
I'm so excited, you have no idea. Tell me your pick right off the bat. Tell me who you think is going to win. Look, I think if it's an early stoppage, it has more chance to favor Chimaev because he's a very strong starter. But Dricus Plessis is a very good finisher. He's very good at the end in the deep waters, and he's very athletic. So if it goes later in a decision, it might go the other way. So it could go both sides.
Rampage Jackson admitted it had been difficult for him to go against fighters training at Jackson's. He said Khamzat Chimaev always looked dominant in the cage, so he chose him to win and predicted a third-round finish.
Khamzat, yeah, so you said he's looking good. He's also training with Sam Calavita, TJ Dillashaw's old trainer. He's training here, fighting Dricus, who's been a great champion so far. So what do you make of that matchup?
It's hard for me to go against anybody that's training at Jackson. You know, you got to Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight. So I'm going to go with Khamzat. I think he's going to take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around that, like, third round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on today's fight? Who were you rooting for? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.